Okay, continuing, we'll be solving derivatives. We'll be finding derivatives of trigonometric functions. So let's get to the practice questions already. So we want to find the derivative of tangent x. By the way, later I'll be giving the formula sheets that I made for my long quizzes, basically the assessments that I took to pass the course. So there are 4 long quizzes in one term in differential calculus, and the total amount that it has on the final grade is 55%. So you need to do well as much as possible. The passing is 55, so for the final grade itself. So if you don't, then you might not pass the course. You might have to retake it. So yeah, let's get back to what we're solving. So we could rewrite tan x as sine x over cosine x, and from there we can apply quotient rule. So just copy the denominator again, and then what is the derivative of sine x? That is cosine x. Minus, copy the numerator and find the derivative of the denominator. Below, raised to 2. So from here, what you're seeing in the numerator could actually be rewritten as 1. That's one of the identities that you have to know. It saves a lot of time, and well, yeah, that's all you need to know. It's pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to run into circles trying to solve the same question, figuring out what's the next step, because you know that there is an identity. It's easier to simplify. So the reciprocal of 1 over cosine x, that's gonna be secant x squared. You can rewrite that as, actually here, from here you can already rewrite it as that. So that's the answer. What about the derivative of cotangent x? We can rewrite that as this, and then quotient rule. Okay. Factor out the negative sign. It becomes negative 1 over sine squared x. In other words, the reciprocal for this is going to be negative cosecant squared x. This is the answer. How about a little more? What about the derivative of secant x? Before deriving, we can rewrite secant x as 1 over cosine x. And then, from there, we can apply quotient rule. Actually, let's try power rule if that's applicable. Let's see. I just want to know. Sine x cosine x times 1 over cosine x tan x secant x. Actually, yeah, we can solve it using power rule, so we can reciprocate. But let's try to use quotient rule anyways. Negative sign cos raised to 2x. So we end up with the same thing as earlier. So it leads to the same answer. Okay, next. Something more complicated. Let's try a fraction. Okay, we cannot reciprocate anything. We have to do quotient rule. So below it's gonna be this, and then cosine x minus 2 cos squared x minus 2 sine squared x. I think we can factor something from here. This could be rewritten as 1 or just minus 2, and then 1 minus 2 cosine x squared. Okay, that's it. Next, set aside the constant. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Copy whatever is inside and then find the derivative of it. So du over dx is going to be 2. So 2 times 3, 6. And then just copy sine 2x. That is the final answer. Next. We have this. Cosecant 1 minus 3x. The derivative of cosecant... okay. Derivative of cosecant is... what? Let me remember. Negative CSE x cotangent x. I think that's the case. So, well, yes, we did not solve for this earlier, but you have to remember this by heart. It's very important. Yeah, it is important. So negative CSE x and then cotangent x times d over dx, the derivative of whatever is inside the parenthesis, which is negative 3. So the negative signs cancel. So we have 6 CSE 1 minus 3x cotangent 1 minus 3x. This is the final answer. Y is equal to sine 3x squared minus 5. Find the derivative. So cos 3x squared minus 5, and then derivative of whatever is inside the parenthesis, 6x cosine 3x squared minus 5. That's the final answer. Next. How about this? So cosine, derivative of it is going to be negative sine. And then just copy. Times the derivative of it. So it's going to be 1/2. And the derivative of whatever is inside, the radical sign, it's gonna be negative 2 plus 2x. Am I doing it right so far? Something doesn't look right. Let me just verify if just to make sure we're on the right track. I think we are in the right track. Okay. I think we can cancel. Let's see. Okay. Cancel negative sign x minus 1 or 1 minus x. This is according to Mathway. In my solution, I didn't get the right answer, so yeah, this time I got it right. So that's what matters. Next, y is equal to sine x cosine raised to 2x. Product rule. I smell product rule.